Hey, welcome to another episode of the Philosophy Podcast. I am your host, Controversy, and to my right, ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, none other than Mr.
Darren Love.
And together, we are the Philosophy Podcast. Thank you to you guys for tuning in to a brand new episode. Thank you for tuning in once again this week, guys. And yeah, like we always say, of course, what is on the agenda for this week, mate? What is today's
hot topic?
That's it. What's today's hot topic, mate?
I thought we were talking about society today.
Society?
Yeah, in general,
It's a good one.
just an interesting
So
topic,
this
I
week, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking all about
thought. Society.
That's it. What are your thoughts and opinions and everything else on society, mate?
Well, I think it's a bit messed up.
Oh, most definitely.
Put it bluntly.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, it's a bit messed up, isn't it? We're not a family anymore, are we?
I don't want to swear because obviously we're going to be uploading this to YouTube, but I was going to, I didn't say, we are messed up, like you said,
So, yeah, I don't know where to start, really,
We live in a mad world today, mate.
Yeah.
Society has gone mad.
I think it's very messed up,
The trouble is, I think in society today, I'll let you finish, but I was just going to say, while it's on my mind, I think the trouble in society is that there's no middle ground with a lot of stuff. It's one extreme or the other with a lot of stuff. When it comes to a lot of different things that are playing like pivotal parts of society today, and things that have been like different things that have been implemented in society today, and things that are big talking points, I guess is what I was trying to say. These things are being blown up, I guess, or really kind of like perpetuated to like the forefront of society a hell of a lot. And I think it's frustrating because it's like I was saying, there's no middle ground. It's always one extreme or the other. It's either, you can't say, with a lot of stuff today, if you disagree with something, straight away they'll say, oh, you're this, you're that, they'll label you. But it's this thing of like, why are people no longer allowed to think the way they want to think and believe what they want to believe? And you know what I mean? Like, just because someone doesn't agree with something that you agree with, doesn't mean that they're a bad person or whatever the case may be, or a better person. It just means that you have a disagreement on a particular subject matter or opinion or whatever it is, if you see what I mean. And we've got to a point in society, I think today, especially with social media and shit, that as soon as someone says something that is kind of like, what's the word?
Well, it spreads quickly, doesn't it?
No, but I think as soon as someone posts something today that's quite like thought provocative today, if you see what I mean, like provoking thought, people straight away they start labeling them this or labeling them that and saying, oh, But I think it's just this thing of like, we need to understand in society that we are all allowed to have our own opinion. We're all allowed to have our freedom of choice of what we choose to subscribe to, what we choose to believe, what we choose to want to do, etc. Everyone has that right as a freedom as a human being. And we need to stop being so harsh on people. And stop being, like I said, there needs to be a middle ground. There needs to be a place where people can agree to disagree without people spreading any kind of like hateful messages or hateful kind of like etc.
I think like everyone's really a little bit different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like me and my brother. When I was a little boy, my mum and dad split up. I've mentioned that a few times. Whatever, I was sort of basically a 3-year-old boy and a 5-year-old boy, say. And me personally, I was different to most children. All right, my nan told me.
Yeah.
Okay, she said I was a child that rather, I had lots of children, lots of cousins, my brother around me. All right, when I was little. Mm-hmm. Okay, and sometimes I did play with them, whatever, and but sometimes they went out, and I didn't go with them. Mm-hmm. I stay, you know, alone. I'd
Yeah.
rather sort of stay alone, playing with all the birds and that, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Where my brother, he just liked playing piano and playing football all the time, do you know what I mean? And I think, like, we've all got different interests in a funny way, you know? I don't know what your personal life was, okay? But I believe that, like, because I loved insects at a very, very early age, I learned how to be more, you know, I learned how empathy,
Empathy, yeah.
yeah, so,
Yeah.
and learned how to be more compassionate.
Mm.
You know, I just, you know, and I feel like that's where the world's gone wrong, where
Yeah.
today children, they're not really into nature or anything. Today they're playing games, do you know what I mean? It's a different, you know, I don't know what's happened to the world, but it's completely changed.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm talking about 50 years ago when I was 5, do you know what I mean? Because I'm 57 now.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a long time ago, you know, but the world has completely changed to how I knew it as a child, you know. I mean, I used to go to school still.
Yeah.
And as I said, I didn't like school at all. I loved being in my nan's garden.
Yeah.
I didn't like being anywhere else.
Yeah. Doing your own thing.
Well, I feel like I was learning myself, do you know what I mean, about the insects. You know, I was just sort of in my own world, sort of trying to discover the world around me and, you know, work it out. But I know that I had a great passion for birds and insects in a little bit, do you know what I mean, as I grew up.
Yeah.
You know, and I think when I was 16, I got a girlfriend, you know what I mean? And I kind of like got busy with a girlfriend, you know, and then got married, whatever, you know. Now I want to start living with nature again, you know, like I used to, you know. And as I say, I think everyone in society is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, my brother thinks about pianos all the time. You know,
Yeah.
where I think about insects a lot, do you know what I mean? And, you know.
All got different passions and different
That's it, you know,
hobbies and
that's why me and my ex-wife didn't get on, you know, because we were so different, you know. She didn't really love the insects like I did, whatever, you know. We were just completely different, you know. And I think, like, most people are different a little bit, you know. We've got different beliefs a little bit, you know. I mean, people believe what they want, you know, but I feel like I communicate with nature a little bit, you know. Nature communicates with me, yeah. I feel it. Not all the time, but sometimes I do, you know. More so when I'm outside in nature, I feel it, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some sort of communication going on.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know whether everyone feels it or not, but I know that I do, you know. I feel some sort of communication, like the universe is communicating with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. And yeah. So I just think we're basically all different.
Yeah, that's it. You know.
You know, society, you know.
Yeah.
But we kind of like go to school and learn the same things. You know, we sort of sit in the same classroom and they're trying to teach us the same things. You know, how to read, how to do the sums. You know, do you know what I mean? We kind of learn the same stuff sometimes. You know? Unless you're living in a completely different country.
Yeah, when
speaking a different language.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, I mean, to some people, they won't bother learning a word of English because it's no, you know, they're not.
It's no use. It's no use. No use to them whatsoever. So what would be the point?
You know, so all the words that we do know, you know, it's what we know. They know different, you know. If you sort of mean, some people do. Do you know what I mean? Completely different. So yeah. If you see what I mean. You know, I think like we're all different in the world. You know, we've got different beliefs, different hobbies, different interests, different understanding.
Yeah.
You know, like I say, I feel like I've got a little bit different understanding to what my brother's got. You know, because I feel like I connected with insects a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And nature.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean. So you know. Year after year that was, if you see what I mean, you know, where my brother went football, playing piano, you know, and nightclubbing, you know, and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So, two different completely lives, you know, do you know what I mean? You know, but me and my brother are kind of the same in many ways, you know, but we are different.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
And you're different to me.
Of course,
you know,
we're all different.
We're all different. There's no one the same. No one.
And I think that's what society kind of needs to get back to a degree, you know. We need to get back to this understanding and realization that we're all different, you know, even as we can all be very similar in lots of aspects and lots of different ways as well, but every human being is, even people who were born with a twin, even twins who are sometimes biologically they both look the same. Not always, because you get twins as well that don't look the same as well. But especially, like, I'm just giving a hypothetical example, but it's just, even those two twins that came out, you know, born at the same time, you know, whatever, as they grow up and they go through life, they're both still going to have slightly different experiences, and they become different people. One person might want to become a footballer, and the other one might want to be an engineer.
Sometimes you do get
So
identical.
that's what I'm saying. You get identical twins,
right,
and then you
actually got the same personality.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And they like being together.
Yes.
They don't like being apart.
Yeah.
Some of them actually think that they can sort of like be apart, right? Like one could be in Australia and one on the other side of the world.
Still connected somehow.
They communicate somehow. But,
yeah.
you know, it's interesting, really.
Yeah.
You know, but even like twins, I don't think they're the same.
No,
you know.
They're still going to have some differences. One of them might want to go and live in the Caribbean, and one of them might live somewhere cold. You know what I mean? Antarctica. You know what I mean? You just.
I think we've got different ideas, different.
People are just different. You know, we're all individual, all unique, all. You know.
That's it. I think we've got different understandings. Do you know what I mean?
It's just like siblings. You both have the same. If you've got the same mother and same father, all of you have got the same genetics, if you see what I mean, the same genes, you know what I mean, from both mother and father. But, you know what I mean, you can all be different, you're all different people. You all grow up and have different lives and have different experiences and etc., you know. And I think that what I'm trying to say is society that kind of we need to get back to this understanding, because it's got to the point today where people just want to cancel people and destroy people's career and try to assassinate people's character and all sorts of shit, just based on the fact that someone is just stating their opinion, if you see what I mean, on something. They might not, you know, they might take the stance that they might not agree with it, whatever it may be. And I'm not going to go into detail because YouTube will probably remove the video if we start talking about certain things that are being pushed today, if you see what I mean, in society, especially by like the mainstream media and other things today, you know. But yeah, I think we need to get back to this thing of people need to be able to think for themselves. Why does everyone have to think the same thing about a particular topic? If you see what I mean, why does everyone have to agree with something? If they don't agree with it, they don't agree with it. It doesn't mean that that it's, like I said, a worse person or a better person than you. It doesn't mean that they're going to try to harm you or disrespect you in any way. Because there's lots of people out there that I might work with, or some people I might be even friends with, that might live a lifestyle or do certain things that I might not agree with. It doesn't mean that I judge them or disrespect them or treat them any differently to any other person. If you see what I mean, you just agree to disagree on a particular perspective. You know what I mean? It's not rocket science. You know what I mean? We need to stop trying to, you know, like I said, cancel people for their own thoughts. You know, for their opinions. You know.
I think we're divided in many ways as well. You know, like colour. You know.
They use these things to divide us.
Yeah. Money, okay. Like one big difference in the world now, I think, you know, what makes us, what's divided into two, okay, is you've got 99% public, and 1% royal family. Royal family is a different family altogether, controlling the whole human race. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not a royal, do you know what I mean? And I find, hang on, this is a bit like, aren't we all in the same family? Do you know what I mean? What's going on here? You know what I mean? You know, but that's the greatest divide. You know, you've got rich and poor, do you know what I mean? And you've got the rich up there trying to control the whole world, basically, trying to play God, basically, you know, with it, you know, with us, in a kind of way, controlling our, you know, it's like, today apparently everyone's going to get a text message.
Oh yeah,
you know, alert.
Yeah,
red alert message.
Emergency alert thingy. Yeah.
You know, and I don't think anybody wants it.
No.
In a kind of way, you know, like if there was an earthquake or something, we'd feel it.
I think most people just feel like it's just another form of an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's how most people feel about it. They feel like it's just another one of these things that their privacy is being invaded. You know what I mean? You know.
Let's say you look at money, right? There's lots of people on this side of the coin, yeah, that's got to pay their bills, but the royal family actually own the money. You've got it. They don't pay bills like we do. You know, we pay the bills, whatever. You know, and this is what's gone wrong with society. If you ask me, there's been a divide, a great divide, and for some reason, you know, like there's two races on the planet, not one. There's two, you know, no, black people, white people, yellow people, or whatever, blue people, green people. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
It's that, like, you're either royal family or you're not. And royal family, they own lots of land.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you know, like the biggest problem in society, I think, yeah, is some people own their land and loads of people don't. That's the biggest problem, all right? You know, so what sort of these people are like sheep or farm cows, you know, do you know what I mean? No different in a kind of way. And we've got to go up to these people and work for them and try to rent or buy a house, grass house, whatever, you know, to get on the ladder, you know. But I mean, the price of houses today are incredible.
Astronomical.
Basically, you need a big ladder to get one.
Well, I was going to say, even tonight, I won't go. I'll let you continue. I won't go too much off topic. But even tonight, when I was leaving home, I was walking around the corner, and obviously where I live, there are a few different, there's like 5 or 6 different like estate agents, kind of like in the same kind of little parade of shops, if you see what I mean. And I went past one of them, and it was a 3-bedroom house. I literally just caught it out the corner of my eye as I was walking past the actual building. A 3-bedroom house. These people want 775. They want almost £1 million for this house. It's only a 3-bedroom house, and they want 775,000.
Was it on 10 acres of land?
No, it was just like a small, a small 3-bedroom house. It wasn't even like, it didn't even look like a great, like a, you know, like anything special, if you see what I mean. It didn't look like you were getting anything grand for that money, if you see what I mean. Because before, if you're spending that kind of money, you expect to get a certain type of house, and it kind of be quite like luxurious and quite modern, and all the mod cons and all that type of shit. But it looked like a ordinary generic 3-bedroom house, like, you know.
But they're so expensive, and again, you know, it depends what area you live. Like, certain areas cost
more expensive. Yeah.
You know, this kind of stuff is quite. You know, I think it's not right. You know, like, for instance, we spend a lot of money on death.
Yeah.
You know, when someone dies, you spend a lot of money on a wooden coffin, whatever. Do you know what I mean? And you know, it's put in a fire. Do you know what I mean? It's burned. You know, what's going on? You know, do you know what I mean? And then you think about roads. The roads. Okay, they need work. You know, on. You know,
all the time.
Resurfacing every so often, all right? Obviously.
Yeah.
You know, how much money are we spending each year on these roads?
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's crazy, the road, you know, because I feel like I've got a road going around me at the moment, and I can sometimes hear it with the windows shut, okay? But it's like a racetrack that's being built around my house, you know? And it's not like all cars are annoying, because they're not, you know, some of them are quite quiet, you know? But some of them are racing cars, you know, and I think, hang on, what's going on here? You know, like, why are they allowed to sell racing cars to go and annoy people and wake everyone up? And I think that's ruining society. Like, noise pollution is a big issue.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are getting woken up unnaturally because of noise, you know. I mean, I often get woken up by a car or something, you know what I mean? Often, you know, and it's not helping us. It's not making us any, you know, mentally better, you know, in a kind of way. You know, we're all getting angry in a kind of way, you know, in this, I kind of call it a prison. You know, I mean, you go to prison, okay, you don't have to pay rent when you go to prison. You're free of all that. You don't have to pay bills.
I'd much rather be free and pay rent, mate.
Oh, you're free of bills when you're in prison, okay? You know, but when you're free, okay, they expect you to rent and pay.
Yeah.
You know, you know, it's like we're being punished, if you ask me. You know, that's the truth of it. You know, and I'm thinking, hang on, why can't we all have houses, you know? What's going on here? Why can't we just make houses and don't own them? Do you know what I mean? Just build them for everyone, you know, somehow. You know, you pay your taxes, okay? So they should get a group of builders to build houses, if you ask me, you know, and build houses free. What's going on? But I know what's going on. They spend it on weapons, you know what I mean? You know? So all our money's being wasted in a kind of way, you know, on, you know, what's war apart from waste?
Yeah.
Nothing else, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
That's
know,
society,
somebody
innit?
invents
Society
something.
for
Somebody
you.
invents something like a gun,
Yeah.
and look at them, they're everywhere now. Do you know
Look
what I mean?
at
Like wheels,
the destruction that
they're
guns have
everywhere.
caused ever since their creation.
Yeah.
You know, people kill people every day randomly with guns. You know what I mean? Because they might have been, someone might have upset them, or someone might have pissed them off, or someone might have slept with his missus, or someone might have upset his boss, or someone might have upset his colleague, or you know, someone might be getting bullied at school, and then they decide to go and pick up a gun and kill loads of innocent people. You know. And don't get me wrong, I don't want people to think that I'm one of these people that I'm anti-guns, because that's not the case either. I'm not completely anti-guns either. I understand that back, you know, once upon a time, if someone owned a house and you had your land and your crops and your livestock and everything and like that, it was okay to have a gun in your house, you know what I mean? Obviously somewhere safe, away from your children and whatever else, of course, and you know, but to defend your property in the likelihood that someone did come to try to break into it and steal your stuff, or maybe try to rob you and your family, or even potentially kill you, because you know sometimes things go wrong and things happen when people, you know, these things, when stupid people do these things. So I can understand someone having a gun to protect them, you know, themselves and their family and their livelihood. I completely get that. But what I don't get is